Put your hand in my hand, darling, say go. Keep your eyes on the horizon, stay gold. All I need are your eyes, you're my arrow. Now we're running into the wild. I see the light. I feel alive. Put your head on.
Well, hey there. Good morning from beautiful Mancos, Colorado for another favorite Friday. As you can see, he's ready to go as he about kills himself to get on my lap to go sniff. So we're at the gorgeous Cottonwood Park and we're gonna just take a nice morning stroll around to get this favorite Friday started. A reminder, or if you're new here, Favorite Fridays is where we take a regular work day, but make sure we include some fun new adventures. Today that adventure includes a new little town for us to explore, hopefully some good coffee, hopefully maybe a fun breakfast treat, but as always, fun with the fiends. I didn't catch that entire park was actually off-leash dog area, which is amazing, but I don't really allow fiends to interact with other dogs too much. He can randomly be an asshole with other male dogs, but also I just don't trust other dogs. I've had a lot of bad experiences. So Fiends doesn't care about other dogs, so therefore I don't really feel the need to let him be like off-leash running around with them. He'd rather just be off-leash sniffing everything. So a couple of people came with their dogs, so we did leave. But I have to note, who owns a capybara and can I come pet it on Tuesday afternoon when you bring it here? Because that was definitely not a line I was expecting to see on that sign. So the park is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was, which is great. We walked around the whole thing before anybody else came. So now we're gonna go ahead and walk around the roads, the little town of Mancos. It's pretty small, so we're just gonna see what we can see. So this town, this sleepy little town is so adorable. I can't believe I've never walked through here. I've driven through here a ton of times, but it definitely felt very much like a pass-through town, and it is adorable. I'm actually not sure if there's mining history here. I feel like I need to figure that out a little bit later, but there's a lot of mining style houses around. The one building was from 1898, so definitely the right time frame. Definitely gonna have to do a little research on the history, but we're gonna continue walking around because this is definitely way cuter than I thought it was. Yes, I do fangirl over every Colorado mining town, small mountain town that I find, because there's just nothing like them. Are you done? Are you done with mommy recording? Would you like to continue on? Thanks. Would you like to continue on? Yeah. The jail. So that beautiful home, and oh my gosh, there's another one. Let's go see what this one is. The beautiful home was the Bauer House on the corner of Bauer and Main. So George Bauer, kind of important dude. He opened the first mercantile here. And then that entire block is the Bauer block. There was a Bauer bank and all sorts of things. What a house. Hotel? It's creepy AF, man. So this one was the Wrightsman house. It kind of looks like maybe a hotel or bed and breakfast. It is absolutely gigantic. They do have an Instagram, so I'm gonna check it out. But like the Bauer house, is giving off creepy vibes. I'm not a person who gets creeped out easily. I watch horror movies in the woods, but both this house and the Bauer house have a very like creepy vibe. Like I feel like through those leaded windows that somebody's watching me right now. I don't know if it's like the overgrowth, the sound of the crows behind me, the big trees, but none of the other houses feel like that. Like all of the other houses feel completely normal, like nothing. But these ones, creepy. That was so fun. We walked for an hour and 17 minutes. That was amazing. Cute little town. I love a town with dirt roads, like to walk the dirt roads. Like, I don't know why, but it feels quintessential Colorado, and I love those little towns. They also have like a really distinct smell. I know, I talked about Dolores smelling last time, but these towns have a very distinct smell with like the older wood, the water, the dirt roads, all the different trees. It's very lush right here, so I can see why people settled. I'm also wondering if it was more farming here than mining. We're gonna do that research when we get back to the pod, but first I need coffee. There are 2 coffee shops currently open in Mancos, at least at this time of day, Moondog and Fahrenheit. I went for the reviews because I'm a coffee snob, and so I'm gonna go with Fahrenheit, which had better reviews than Moondog. Moondog had good reviews on their food because it's a cafe, but the Fahrenheit had better reviews on coffee. There was one that said it was bitter, but who knows? So let's go try some Fahrenheit coffee. Right? What a segue, Michelle. That was the cutest coffee shop. That's Fahrenheit Coffee House and Roastery. Roasters. Just look for Fahrenheit in Mancos. It's tiny. They roast the coffee. It's a husband and wife. They roast the coffee. They make the baked goods other than the bagels. They gave the best pup cup with dog treats. They chatted my ear off, which I love. So kind. It's a really good latte. I do see what they say about bitter, but here's what I think it actually is. It's not overly sweet. A lot of lattes in like the commercial chains are really, really sweet, and so you lose the taste of the coffee, but this, you actually get the taste of the espresso. And it's more espresso with like light milk versus a super heavy latte. But if you don't actually like coffee or espresso, I don't think you would. I can see where that would have come from, but I adore it. I can drink coffee black though, so. I laid on the ground because Fiends dropped his pup cup. I also couldn't help myself. Strawberry strudel. I'm gonna just take a little bite and then I'm gonna warm it up. She discounted it because somebody said something on it. I was like, girl, don't do that. Oh my God. That was like definitely want to warm it, but that is like the best toaster strudel you would ever have. Oh my God. And toaster strudels make me think of my granny because she loved toaster strudels. But this is what I love about small towns. And I literally left there. I was like, I could live here. I would be so happy living here in this tiny little town with its dirt roads and its people who know each other. There's regulars who sit outside every morning. Like, that's the life that I really crave. And that's what RV life is giving me, is that ability to find spaces like this and stay in spaces like this that feel like me. and feel so much like home to me. And I know that I'm just very, very blessed to get to experience these different things. And so I'm starting my day off with a lot of gratitude. But we go back to the pod. So if you didn't catch, it is 8:13. Sometimes you guys can probably see. I've been working PST times because I will only be in MST for 2 months. So I wanted to make sure I just stayed with my hours as much as possible. And it kind of works out well because then I get longer, chiller mornings if I work 9 to 6 versus 8 to 5. So usually I try to get back to the pod by minimum like 8:40, start getting the laptop up, feed fiends, and that way like I'm kind of going by 9, but it definitely lets me have a lot slower of mornings, and it's kind of magic. Yeah. I'm more of a morning person than an evening person, if you guys wondered. My energy is all morning based. All morning based. By like 3 p.m. I'm sleepy. All right. Where'd my keys go? Oh, they're there. Let's go. Back to the pod. I did put the strawberry pastry in the air fryer on reheat. Oh my gosh. It is like the best toaster strudel you will ever have. Fresh strawberries inside. Oh, look at that. Like a strawberry cream cheese glaze on the top. Fantastic. I'm very glad I only have 1 more week in this particular area. Hold 1 second. Let me mute. I'm very glad we only have 1 more week in this area because I would probably go for this combo every day, which would not be good for me. Mm. 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 Okay, but before we move on with life, I want to do a little Mancos research with you guys. So I'm just going to go to ChatGPT because I have found I can get like a brief little blurb. And let's see about Mancos. Where did my mouse go? Okay. Sometimes I amaze myself with how smart I am. I kid. I'm just aware. I'm one of those people that just notices and like is naturally aware of things, which I always thought that was how everybody was, but I have learned as I've gotten older that that's just a personality trait. So Mancos itself wasn't a major mining town, but it played a supporting role. So I'm going to read this little like partial blurb. I'm not going to read the whole thing. So it's nestled at the base of the La Plata Mountains, which is why it's like so lush. Founded in 1870s, ranching and farming community. So this made it like an ideal spot to support the mining communities in the San Juan mountain range beyond. So in the 1880s, it became a key supply stop for miners heading to Rico, Telluride, and Silverton. The arrival of the railroad in 1894 further boosted its economy, making it a hub for cattle, timber, and grain. The town also grew, didn't even think about this, grew due to its proximity to Mesa Verde National Park, which was designated a national park in 1906. So that drew a lot of tourists, archaeologists, and so on. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, it definitely wasn't a mining town, but it was a backbone to the mining towns. So I love that I kind of picked that up and that that's what made sense to me. You know, just paying attention to the lay of the land. Cool. The workday is done. Oh my goodness, it was definitely an intense day. It was kind of the wrap-up day, the last day, the off-board day, and there was some drama and things that happened. But hopefully next week we've all had a chance to kind of spend this weekend and decompress. And I don't say that, dismissively, that like next week's going to be normal. It's more just you can't hold this kind of rage and sadness and pain all the time. Like, you have to find a way to start making it, making your way forward. And that doesn't mean you'd forgive or you forget. I do try to forgive. It doesn't mean you forget. Doesn't mean you haven't learned a lesson. You just have to move on. But anyhow, speaking of moving on, it was a very hot day here. I actually had to turn the AC on for the first time in Colorado. I personally don't feel the need for it, but I pay very close attention to when Feeney is like super panting, because I don't want him super uncomfortable, and he wasn't sleeping. He was literally just sitting on the floor panting. So I popped it on just so he could cool down, and then he slept the rest of the day. It actually looks like a storm is kind of rolling through, but that's not going to deter us. That is not going to deter us. We're going to head down to Mancos again. I wasn't going to get dinner there, but somebody told me a very specific thing that I needed to get and try. It was like a Mancos tradition, so I'm going to go do that. And I think we'll walk around a little bit more, just as kind of like an end of day, stretch the legs before we come back to the pod. We test out, I do need to get groceries before we go get groceries. Test out, Fiends like groceries, food, what's going on, Mom? He's like totally head tilting to me behind the camera. So yeah, we've got a little bit to do tonight. We have 2 very big adventures this weekend, so we've got to get ready for those as well. But let's hop in the truck and head down to Mancos. We have made it back down to Mancos. I placed an order for my food. It'll take about 30-35 minutes. So we're gonna go for a walk before, whoops, you can't see the storm, before whatever that is starts to roll in. It is like 10 degrees cooler, 15 minutes away from the pod. Like, it's brutal at the pod. It's gorgeous here, so we're gonna enjoy it. We ventured a little further into what's like the neighborhood side of Mancos, and it's even more adorable. It's more foresty and overgrown, but I have to laugh. So I'd seen a raft building, and then I said something really dumb about rafting the Dolores River, which you've seen. Sometimes I wonder what I'm thinking when I'm talking. The alpaca rafts are actually made here. It's not a rafting company. They make the rafts here, which is really cool. So their manufacturing and their sewing and everything is here. So that's the rafting I saw. And no, nobody rafts down that little river creek. At least this part. Maybe they do, and I'm not as dumb as I think I am. But there you go, we fixed it. There's also Fence Line Cidery down here, and they have wood-fired pizza that you can order from a cart, and I did not know this. I'm going with the recommendation of somebody that I met earlier today, but man, I kind of wish I was just ordering pizza from the cart. That would have been fun, but maybe I'll come down another night. Okay guys, this is their outdoor library space. Like reading nook. You get a book and just sit here by the river. It's official. Mancos is magical. What an amazing, I just imagine a Sunday just getting a coffee and then getting a book and coming down here and just curling up by the river, reading the book. Oh. Yeah, I know. It is lovely. There's even a magical little library house. How do I get that house? That is the perfect size for me. How do I buy that? Right on the river? I'd be happy. So happy. Somebody want to buy that for me, please? Gracias. We're moving to Mancos. This town is adorable. I'm pretty sure I say that about every little Colorado mountain town. Actually, I don't. I really don't. But not only is it adorable, and it's lush, and there's rivers, and everybody that I met this morning is so friendly. Everybody that I met this evening, out on the street, walking their dogs, going towards, hi, how's it going? Hi, how's it going? Hi, how's it going? Everybody's so kind. And that's hard to find these days. What a cute little town. I do genuinely like that it's kind of on like the entry to the San Juans, because like I think I want to buy land, but like my fear in the San Juans is like, I don't know how to do winters there. Like, I don't know if I'm hardcore enough, but like here you'd get winters, but they wouldn't be as bad. And you could go into the winter activities in the Juans. Yeah, I don't know. It's so beautiful here. So I love it. They have good coffee. They have a cidery that I definitely am going to have to come back. If you didn't know, I prefer cider over pretty much anything else, but like not like the hard apple cider that you get in like the bottles. That's gross. Like I like cideries. So I might have to come back for that. It's not on the agenda tonight because I am going to go to the other thing that they have, which is a brewery, and get some food there because I was told I need to. And let's go. Yeah, I don't know. I just like this place. Get so happy. I also love places that I feel like me dressing like myself with like Tevas and a fanny pack, and like nobody like blinks an eye. I'm the odd man out in Phoenix. Not you, Phoenix. Phoenix. Whew. What a cute brewery. So I popped into Mancos Brewery to get some food to go. I am sad because there was a special that sounded so good that I didn't know about. It was an apple pizza with like a balsamic glaze. It's like right up my fruit loving alley. But I'm pretty excited for what I got because it was recommended. I did, get a beer to try. I know I just said I wasn't a big beer person and cider's my fave, but look at this adorable can. It's their Desert Drifter Pale Ale, so I wanted to try it. I don't know that I'll try it tonight, but I wanted to buy it, support it. I love supporting local. All right, I'm going to head back up the road and I'm gonna get groceries before we head back to the pod, and I'll show you what I got. So I kind of realized as I was like walking out of there that I haven't really eaten out at a lot of restaurants with y'all. And I think I've done that a lot more in previous years' adventures. And I was like, why don't I? Because like that had a great patio, they had live music. But like knowing my pod is 15 minutes up the road, like I just want to go get my comfy shorts on and I want to sit outside with a book and let Feeny sleep on his chair. And like, I don't know, it's just this time with the pod, I just find myself wanting to be with it, like there to eat dinner and stuff. So, plus I'm not a food review channel. Like I don't really eat like creative stuff. I know everybody, like weirdly we all care what people eat. It's like a weird obsession that we all have. Like we like to see what people eat. But I don't know what I'm saying, guys, but I'll try to like do some like actual restaurants if they're pretty cool. Yeah. See, you appreciate going home because your food's home. A few minutes down the road, so it does not matter really good at all. Are you enjoying your day? She's in the way. That was so quick. She was like super speed. First order of business from my grocery order is to put on some Repel. I have stayed in Colorado a lot. I've never had a problem with mosquitoes. I am covered. I have my Thermacell that keeps them out of the RV, but my legs are destroyed. So got some of this. I like it because it's like lemon eucalyptus. It just smells better. Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to just wear it every day. Okay, I'm gonna put these groceries away. So what do we got? First of all, I got an iPad with a book. And then I have two things. So I have the pretzel with some beer cheese. And then, now he comes out. And then I have the quarantine Florentine. White pizza, mushrooms, spinach, chicken, grilled chicken, like organic grilled chicken, and I think Gouda. There's some cheese on there too. But the reason I love getting Colorado pizza, and I actually discovered this in 2014 when I visited Fort Collins, they have a pizza up there that is so good, dipped in honey. Like you get honey with it, and don't you worry, maybe get my hot honey. But it's something about the dough, and I think it's the altitude, to be honest. I think they have to do something different with their dough, but I don't eat near as much pizza outside of Colorado. It's just amazing, and I'm pretty sure these pretzels are the same dough. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. You know how like there's really yeasty pretzels? Like they smell super yeasty. And this is their beer cheese. It's not a face of I don't like. It's a face of I can't tell what flavor's in that beer cheese. It's really good. You know how some beer cheese is like really beery, God, for lack of better words? This is really subtle. I'm gonna try the pretzel alone. Yeah, it's a really good pretzel. It's like yeasty, salty dough. So good. I have the best words to describe food, don't I? It's really, really good. I bet that beer cheese is excellent. Even better. I mean, obviously I keep going back to dip because it's good, but when it's warm, you gotta kind of mix it. It's like even the color, like it's so light, it's so different. Maybe it's a specific cheese they use, but wow. That's really good. You can get spicy mustard too, which usually I do, but I was at a brewery, so, okay. No, sir, that's not an invitation for you. I'm gonna try it without my hot honey. Try my honey though. Yeah, that crust is amazing. So a lot of Colorado restaurants use a lot of organic and locally raised and grown ingredients. These guys are the same. I think that's part of the difference too. Come here, Boo. Come here, around. Come here. Come here. I think that's part of the difference. Everything I eat in Colorado, specifically the smaller towns, that tends to be something that's really important to them. And you can just tell the difference in the taste and the texture of everything. Like the mushrooms are so fresh, you can tell. Yeah, oh my god, that mushroom is amazing. Yeah, this is so good. So this brewery was actually a recommendation. Like she said, like you can't come to Mancos and not go to their brewery. And I think they had live music going, a great patio. I think it would be an amazing vibe and experience to hang out, have a few beers and chill, but their food is also excellent. They had a very small menu, but it was an interesting menu. Like they had some healthy foods like the teriyaki bowl, which it sounded really good to me, but I was told to get the pizza, so that's what I did. They had shepherd's pie, a meatloaf sandwich. They had like kind of an eclectic menu, but if it all tastes half as good as this, it's amazing. So I'm gonna get my hot honey because I feel like that's needed. So if you didn't watch my Durango video, I stopped at Honeyville Honey and I got, as you can see, I've been using it. I got hot honey, I got cinnamon honey, I got a wine that I have been drinking that's amazing. I also got Palisade Peach Jam. This, one of the best hot honeys. There's a place in Arizona that makes a hot honey that you can't like buy it. It's a pizza shop. And I always thought theirs was the best. This is spicier. So I'm gonna drizzle it on my pie. Don't knock honey on your crust till you try it. Oh yeah, that took it to another level. Oh my goodness, it's going everywhere. That's really a bad thing about honey. All right, this is amazing. I am going to watch the Mesa Verde change colors as the sun continues to set. Colorado sunset's not till like 9. It doesn't really get dark till like 9:30. It's crazy. So like it's 7:30, and what is wild is when I lived in a house, like 7:30, I would have been curled up on the couch watching TV. But like because it's so bright out, most nights I don't get back to the pod till like 8:30. So it's wild. It's a wildly different lifestyle. But because we have adventures planned tomorrow, of course, because it's Saturday, I'm gonna eat, read a little bit, and then I'm gonna pack up for my adventures. So I hope though that you enjoyed this adventure and hanging out with us. And we will see you on the next adventure, wherever the road takes us tomorrow. Bye guys. Bye bye.